He married my sister, now we're living together. Roommates in law.
Whoa, that was bad, Tim.
That's
That was
probably our worst one.
Really, really bad. I think I started a little early. You were taking a sip of coffee and I wasn't looking.
Well, then I hit the panic button because I'm mid sip and I'm going, oh shit, I gotta fucking harmonize real quick.
Yeah. And we didn't quite deliver it to the one anonymous mean commenter who just stays in Tim's business. We know.
We get it. It's go study for algebra or something. What are you on my ass for? I never claimed to be a singer.
You're intimidated by Tim's natural ability, even though he's never claimed to be a singer.
Never once. Never one time. People have asked me a lot to sing for them because I have a strong voice, and I won't do it because I don't tend to dabble in things that I don't know about. You know what I mean?
Well, you like to just be the best at what you're doing.
Correct.
And meanwhile, I identify as a singer, and I will sing for people even if they don't ask me to, despite not being a strong one.
I've witnessed it.
I just say, hey, how about this? How about a song? And they say, sir, this is a CVS.
And they take their headphones out, and you're like, oh, shit. Dad, what are you doing here? Have you been in line this whole time? Tom, we're not even roommates, though.
We're not even in-laws, dude.
Common misconception. Good friends, though. That one is true.
Also a common misconception. Everyone's always walking around going, wow, are Tom and Tim mortal enemies?
I think they're beefing. I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, people come up to me at shows and be like, how's everything with you and Tom? I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, just, I don't know, a lot of tension on the pod.
Yeah, that's mostly because I am talking a lot of shit behind your back.
Oh. Okay,
and the word gets around. Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot more sense because I'm thinking we keep it pretty cordial on the pod.
Pretty fun. It's fun, goofy time on the pod. No, it's off the pod. That's what I'm getting on the phone. I'm texting. I'm doing close friend stories on Instagram, and you're the only one who can't see it.
Right. It's a lot of like, hey, don't let the pod fool you.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that guy.
The one I just posted one a couple minutes ago. I go, time to record the pod. Worst day of the week.
You just screenshot the text I'm sending you about like, hey man, you good to go for one? And you're like, this guy never quits.
He wants to do this every week.
Every week.
Every week I get a text from this guy.
2 years.
I always get a text from, he's always like, when do you want to do the pod? I'm like, what do you even mean by that?
So this is going to be like, this is for the foreseeable future then. I'm going to get these texts all the time.
Amazing. A guy who's just, the pod sneaks up on him every week.
For 2 years. 2 years straight. Can't believe it. Incredible.
The fuck did I get into?
Tom, I mean, you're looking at when are you in New York? Because I'm looking out of my window right now, and I'm looking just right in the eyes of a winter wonderland.
I'll be there in 48 big ones, my friend.
48. It's probably gonna be melted and all gone by then. But it's
like good. It's a good winter wonderland. I don't know what a bad one is.
Well, like sometimes when the snow doesn't stick, I would qualify that as bad winter wonderland.
I don't know, but if we're not even throwing wonderland. That's a winter bummerland.
Bingo. This is
a 4 out of 10.
No, but it's early. We're keeping it. It's sticking. This is quality winter wonderland, I would say.
Hell yeah, dude.
It'll be nice and just brown slush by the time you get here.
Oh, yeah. That walk to the train, even later today, your walk to the train to go into the city is going to be icky.
It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. I don't even know if I have. I'm probably going to have to wear Lizzie's snow boots. Good thing she wears a size 5, so I'm going to have to shove them into those.
Dude, that is a tough tweener. Is like not because you don't really want to go like winter boots when it's like an inch of snow on the ground. But also, if you're wearing your box,
you're like, well, I guess I just ruin these.
Yeah.
Now my tootsies are all wet. I don't like that.
Can't do that.
Yeah,
dude. It's not lovely here in LA. I'll say that.
Yeah, I can tell the sun absolutely beaming through your window right there. It looks brutal.
I was like, yeah, it's 60 and sunny.
I was like, I don't know. It looks pretty gorgeous from where I was standing.
52 on my morning walk today. That's not what I was sold when I moved out to this hellscape of a city.
Yeah, but that's crisp though. That keeps you alive. That wakes you up.
It's actually my absolute favorite. 50 and sunny.
You're wearing a Minnesota sweatshirt. And you're like 52. Oh hell.
Oh, speaking of Minnesota, wait, actually, can I just say, can we discuss what we were discussing right before we got on the pod? Just your pure anger.
Oh yeah, I did. I did. Right when we
But
I
I
opened
just
my
want
computer
to.
stream. Tom puts his headphones on, and I say, "Hey, listen to this shit, Tom." I was so mad.
No, good morning. No, it's 10 a.m. my time.
Sorry,
I'm just
I've been
getting
fuming for a while now.
as I put the headphones on my ears, like your lips were already moving, you were already saying something else, and all I caught was just like, "Yeah, Tom, what about this shit?" I was like, "Uh-oh." It was kind of
Sorry.
like it felt like tuning, like I was like tuning a radio, and then I hit a station right mid rant.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Ooh, I hit conservative talk radio."
And you're like, "Oh shit!" But it's my good pal Tim. So look, I mean, and this pissed me off. We're not going to say any names, but if this person does somehow listen to the pod, you're dead to me.
You
I'll
know
kill
who
you
you
with my
are.
bare hands. I hate you so much. So I'm going to Boston in 3 weeks.
You're going to a
Tom,
city.
I'm going to a city known for their rich culture and the Celtics. That's all I'm saying.
That could be any city.
Anywhere has a professional basketball team
Pretty like
by the
pretty
name
like
of the Celtics.
I wonder like how accurate it is, but known for being racist too.
Yeah. That
Which
could
is just
be
like kind of a cute
a
thing
lot of cities.
that like we attribute to Boston that people just like joke about. That's like it's like how do they get away with just like having that reputation?
Well, the South's been doing it for years, Tom.
I know, but people don't joke about it the way they joke about like Boston. They're like, oh yeah, everyone's racist. And
Well, even like the visiting basketball teams will go there and they're like, yeah, I mean, like it's the only city in the country where I get called the N-word the moment I get off the team plane.
yeah,
Everybody's
dude.
like, Jesus Christ,
And
dude.
but people are like, yeah, Boston.
Well, it's just that's just kind of what it is over there. It's like, how are they pulling? Are they pulling it off? There's an argument to be made that they're pulling it off.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's so crazy to me.
You just kind of expect them to be shitty.
And then like you meet someone fun and nice from Boston and you're like, "Oh, so it's not all assholes." And then like they kind of get an extra couple points.
Right. But like if you meet anyone that's like nice and not that way from Boston, when they're in Boston, they're like considered a fucking quid.
yeah, absolute loser. Also, they're probably not from Boston. They're from a suburb.
yeah. That is bizarre though. Like all of the southern states, no one has that reputation. Boston, they're like, oh yeah. I'm going to be called horrific things the moment I get there.
It's like there's a different lens to it. The southern states, it's like, yeah, you guys are historically racist and it's bad. Boston, it's like, yeah, you guys are like racist, but it's fun for some reason.
Yeah, it's like
part of
we're
like
kind of not clear on the excuse for your racism.
yeah.
Bizarre, very bizarre thing. And then they're like, go Celtics. I'm like, well, those are all black guys. So not sure what the hell you're talking about. Anywho, so we're going there to do these shows. Last time I was there, Boston, I don't know if anybody knows this, but if you're going to book a hotel in Boston, you better take out a small business loan because these puppies are expensive.
Yes. Yeah. Rates are pretty good right now, though.
I'm looking at the dang hotel prices, and like shitty hotel in Boston's like $300 a night.
I've stayed in shitty hotel.
It's like not the cutest pricing I've ever seen. So if you're doing that math, 3 nights, $300, $900 plus fees, $1,100, Tom.
And you're getting paid $11 for each show.
Yeah. So absolutely hammering my profit margin here. So last time I went there, I drove up there with a pal. We stay at another comic's home, a Boston comic's home. They own a home, multiple bedrooms. Stayed there. My sweet little brain thought, hey, I wonder if it would be crazy if I hit that person up again. Hey, do you mind if I possibly crash there for 2 nights so I can save like literally a house payment of hotel costs? This is not a crazy idea, Tom. We've talked about this. This is very much in the culture of comedians.
It's like it is built in. I mean, I'm not saying it's not the sexiest part of our job, but it is certainly built into the culture of being a touring comic that you crash on couches, you crash
at people's places. Yeah. You're trying to keep the bottom line as cushy as it can possibly be.
Payment for comedians hasn't changed since the early 1900s.
Yep.
And hotel prices have gone up a little bit.
Like gestures and like the Roman courts were getting paid pretty much the exact same.
They were getting 100 a
paid.
show to Feach.
And they were being put up in a hotel.
Castle.
There was a room in the castle that they could crash in.
Yeah.
So I hit up the person that I went up there with because I met this person through that person. A lot of this person, that person. Try to stay with me.
Friend of a friend.
Friend of a friend.
Yeah, you said.
But then I would argue that me and the person that we stayed with became pals. We hung out the whole weekend. We did shows together. Also a comedian.
You've been known to make a friend or two.
I'm a fun hang, Tom. It's well documented. So my fat buns, I'm thinking, hey, what if I ask that person again? So instead of going directly to the source, I hit up the person I went with last time and I said, hey, would it be insane if I hit this person up to like crash there because hotel prices are crazy? And the person says, I don't know. And I said, oh, huge. Like, thanks for that killer insight. So I'm already a little peeved.
Yep.
And so I just said, okay, huge. And then the person sends back, well, I mean, you're not friends, are you? So yeah, it would be kind of insane.
Oh God. And this is the moment that I logged on and said, hi. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Tim. It's Tom over here.
There's like active steam just shooting out of my ears.
Yeah.
Because hey, look, if you do think it's like overstepping, which it clearly is not, because comedians do this all the time, and this is like par for the course. This is as normal as doing open mics. I'm sorry. Trying to crash at somebody's place to save dough is very normal.
It's like step 2 of being on the road. It's like book a gig. Step 2, find a place to crash.
Find a place.
Yeah.
If you can't find a place, now it's hotel time. But
sure.
Which I did last time because I didn't know anybody, but now I know somebody, so it's not that crazy to ask if you can stay there when you've already stayed there. It's not insane.
You guys see what I walked into today? Just an absolute buzzsaw.
Steaming, Tom. I was steaming. So then I logged on.
One could argue.
What?
This is a little zero of the week candidate right
Oh, brother. First thought in my head.
We got a
zero
this week.
Energy. And it was just the way, it was the dismissive, you're an insane person.
Well, there's a way
that response.
There's a way to say, hey, yeah, it might be a little weird. I'm not even that close with her. You know, yeah, if you want to, but I don't know.
Like yeah, they were like doing me a favor last time, so I don't know how open they would be to. That is completely and totally a normal response. Give me a business
Tom answer.
Lie to me.
Yes, exactly.
Don't say, yeah, you fucking nut job.
You're not friends. And honestly, I would bet most of the friendships you have aren't even real.
Yeah, she's like, honestly, you should be re-examining a lot of the relationships you have.
Because she just sends a follow-up. You and Tom aren't friends.
Sorry, most people hate you, dude. I'm just so annoyed.
And then a link to like Expedia.
Or like she answered like I was like blackout drunk the whole weekend and like broke a vase or like stole shit out of her house or lit her couch on fire. I am, if anything,
a great house guest.
Great house guest.
Yeah, if there's one thing being raised in the South will teach you, it's that
you don't overstay your little welcome. You make your little bed. You say thank you. You reimburse for anything that maybe you ate or drank or whatever.
And tearing down the statues is erasing our heritage.
And that is unfortunately true. Yeah. They should not be in museums to be studied. They should be out and about so we can be in the public square. Celebrated. Yes. Yes. We need to celebrate the culture. So I'm just sorry. That was a clear zero for me. It's just that it's the no tact on the response that really got me.
Yeah, that's a fun little. I was getting some feedback from a listener this weekend on they like the explanations between what zeros are, intent, the difference between a loser and stuff. And that's kind of a good example of like sometimes it's zero behavior by omission of intent. Like the lack of tact there is like that's zero because it's so inconsiderate to not put any sort of
nothing
critical thought into that response.
Or like just no cushioning of, and look, I'm not a guy that like needs a ton of cushion, but I asked the question with a ton of cushion.
Right. You see, because you posed it as a, would that be insane? Which is like, it's the classic example of you ask the question in an extreme way because the answer is simple.
Because it's not insane
yes, of
at
course.
all. And all I'm trying to communicate is like, hey, I know this is a bit of a reach,
but I'm gonna do it.
but I'm gonna do it.
And I just am just giving you a heads up, basically.
But you know what I mean? All I'm implying is like, I know this isn't like a go-to sure thing. I know that there is a bit of like a little bit of a murky area.
Shot in the dark. What if she's like, you know, oh, we actually had a falling out. We hate each other now. It might be kind of weird.
Yeah, thank you. This is the information I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a middle finger shoved in my face. Like, what is this behavior?
It's like she was kind of like looking the other way at a bar and you asked her something and she turned around and just threw a drink in your face and then said, see you later.
Shattered the glass on my head.
Oh, I was just
said, why are you even here?
I just asked where the bathroom was.
Sorry, it's just you invited me here. I just thought maybe you wanted to hang. I'm upset. And hey, people, if somebody, what this is somebody not knowing how to behave. That's all that is.
That's a lot of zero behavior.
That is zero behavior. It's somebody who wasn't raised correctly. That's what that is. This person was raised by raccoons and wolves. This is not the way that human beings respond to each other, especially human beings that have a relationship with each other. I know this person.
Coworkers.
So yeah, Tom put his headphones on, and I'm mid this rant.
So yeah, you guys, welcome back to the pod.
Welcome to the pod, everyone.
We got a lot of fun stuff for you this week. We got some posy vibes coming too, I guess. I don't know.
Sorry.
I had I was laughing in the airport. I was thinking about your bit the other day of that was plane crashing. There was I caught another fun announcement in the airport the other day. Tim's got a great actually I think the bit originated on the pod. The Minneapolis air bit. Well, you told the story on the pod right away. I think it was like that day.
Yeah, that was making me giggle. Still does.
There was another announcement where it's just like it was in LAX and it's like LAX is closed to the general public 7 days a week, 24/7. The only personnel allowed in the airport are those with boarding passes, airline employees. But you know, like in the middle of these announcements, you kind of start tuning out. And it would be really fun to just be able to be on those announcements and like kind of say whatever you want, because I don't think people are really listening.
Well, it's like in Fight Club where he like splices in like one frame of porn into child movies. Like just in the middle of Bambi, he's like, and just a big fat cock right in the middle of. You could do that exact same thing with these announcements.
I want to be like, the only personnel allowed in the airport during this period are those with boarding passes, airline employees, and those running after the love of their life, and like that kind of stuff. Just I would
like to pre-record that and then just be out in the middle of the airport to see who like looks up from their phone.
It would be because everyone has headphones in.
Everyone has headphones.
You know when I noticed this is I forgot my headphones.
Like, the fuck? Did he just say running after the love of your life?
Did he say we're allowed to go through TSA if we are running after them?
There's no way he said
also,
that.
People would
go
be a fun,
insane.
Real rule.
Yeah. That would be fun. But how could you prove that the love of your life is ahead of you?
Well, these TSA no butt all gut agents would have to be trained in rom-coms, and you'd have to give a speech at the front of the line. I mean, it'd be a hurried speech, but I think in that high pressure moment, people would be able to tell if it's authentic or not. That's more authentic than an ID, you know?
I don't know. I mean, these TSA agents, they're barely trained on their own jobs. I don't know if they're going to take the extra work of watching all the rom-coms.
Come on. I mean, you watched Sleepless in Seattle and you know, 10 Things I Hate About You, and I think you'd be okay. I think
but also here's a little point, and maybe I just have hate in my heart right now, but the TSA agents are natural haters. These are hall monitors.
True, so they're going to bring them to tears.
Well, yeah, they're going, I don't have love in my life. Why am I going to let you have a little love in your life? You see this all gut, no butt situation? You think there's somebody at home waiting for me? Think again, pal. Back of the line.
Oh, dude, speaking of, I can't believe I didn't write this down and I just remembered it. I got treated like an absolute child by a TSA agent last week.
Yes.
And I was like,
did you hand him your boarding pass? And you're like, hey, would it be insane if I like boarded this flight? And they were like, yeah, you and that flight aren't even friends, dude. Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Buy a hotel, you piece of shit. I had a 1 a.m. flight because I do that every Thursday.
Brutal.
And I show up, there's no one in the airport. And I walked to like the, where the pre-check line is, and you got to show the person. And there's this new thing. It's like digital face ID. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
It's in a few airports where like you just scan your face. Like you don't have to take anything out. It's kind of awesome, honestly. Like when the line is busy, that line cooks.
Right.
So, but there's no one. There's literally not one person in TSA. And so the person goes, "Oh, you have the digital ID. Go in this line." And so I go and I get to the front, and he goes, "ID." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't think I'd have to." And I find my ID and I hand it to him. And I'm just making conversation. I go, "I have like the digital thing. I don't know if that's easier." And he just held my ID and looked at me and goes, "Do you want to do that one?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Do you want to do the digital one?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't care. I just was in that line." And he goes, "All right, well, okay, I can turn it back on."
Hater energy.
And just like, and was like looking like, what movie scene does this remind me of? He's like making eye contact with me while turning it on, and it almost looked like he was like faking it. I forget what.
I feel like that's like a common, where they're almost looking at you. I don't know how you can look at, you can definitely look at people in a sarcastic way, but like he's just staring at you too hard just to make the point of like, you're a moron.
I think this scene is in probably a few movies, but when they go like, "Yeah, we're all full," and it's like, "Could you check?" And they don't move, and they're like, "Just checked,
Just
all
checked."
full."
Yeah.
That's like basically what
it feels like David Spade.
Yes. God,
it's got to be David Spade. Well, let's see. So morons here. So that means.
And you're really smart.
You're really smart. So yeah, that's definitely David Spade.
It was like, I was like, "Oh, well, like, why are we beefing?" Like,
and this is who you think is going to hear you out on the love of your life and let you get through with no ticket? I don't think so, Tom.
See, you'd have to be very convincing.
Yeah, but then by the time you're explaining this whole story, they're already on a flight to Denver.
Yeah, plane's gone. They already booked a hotel. They're not crashing with you.
They're not crashing with anybody, dude. Actually, they probably are, because this person has a lot of love in their life and everybody welcomes them in. Not me.
Not you. No, you're getting turned down at the gate.
I mean, what the fuck? Also, wait, to go back to this announcement that you heard at the airport, who's like, "Hey, let's meet at LAX to chill"?
Yeah, it's close to the general. I didn't realize they were close to the general public. 24/7 they are?
You're like, "Whoa, no, I wanted to get a quick bite over at LAX before we."
They have that Starbucks cart by baggage claim. It's some of the best banana bread you've ever had.
Who's hitting the hang button at LAX?
Yeah, I don't think it's hangs. I think it's the same thing as the "don't bring a weapon through or you'll miss your flight." It's like, we just have to say this for some reason. We have to
say this because unfortunately a couple of morons have stumbled in and been like, "Oh, wait a minute." Folks.
Also, it's probably so that they can absolutely abuse homeless people who try to hang out there.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they're like, they mumble it. They're like, "And we are allowed to hit you with a baseball bat." And so most people, they're like, "Sorry, pal, we said it in the announcements.
You are not allowed in here, and also we'll shatter your kneecap." See you later.
Good news is you don't have health insurance, so you'll never be able to hobble your ass back in here. Like, these announcements are getting weird,
dude. I was in Fargo this weekend. Sorry for the harsh transition. But in Fargo this weekend, and I was talking to some people from a small town in Montana, and I've been asking people about homeless people in their towns. Small town people with homeless people. It's like the funniest thing in the world. I know it's really sad. I'm just making fun of it and using it to fill an hour, but it is a different culture with the homeless in a small town. It's crazy. And then this town, she goes, "We used to have homeless people." And I go, "Well, what happened?" She's like, "Oh, we put them on a train and shipped them to the next town."
And I was like, "What's that?
What is this Wild West justice you have in Montana?"
Is that why there are like lines of crackers all over the city leading to the train? Like, what the hell?
Just on one of the train cars, it says "Soup Kitchen" on it. Dude, it was so crazy. And she's like, "And it got rid of them. We don't have any more."
And you're like, "Yeah, you didn't solve the problem, though."
Yeah, you just
shipped them off.
Ruined a different town.
Wait, Okay, did you dig into that at all? Because that's kind of fascinating. How did they get him on the train?
A little bit. The lady got really uncomfortable. I should have asked the process for it. I was asking more about where they went. They shipped him to Billings, Montana, which is the huge city.
So funny. Well, how was your initial reaction? I feel like you probably started laughing or like looked like you were in disbelief. I feel like if you'd have been like, "Oh, that's actually really smart," so like, how'd you guys get it? She'd have really like dug in. You know what I mean?
It was so shocking to me, and it made everyone laugh right away. Like her response, and I was just like, "Oh, like you just erased them. You just got them out of the." And she's like, "Yeah," and it worked. Her positive, her being like, "Yeah, it was great."
Yeah, none of them have come back.
It's like, yeah, because you ruined their lives. They might be dead.
What are you talking about? She's like, yeah, I mean, like we like rounded up all their shopping carts. We made like $8 or $9 with the cans that they had. It was like kind of a sweet deal for everybody.
Everyone got a tax rebate.
Just shipping them off. What an insanely bold move. But these small, Lizzie's from a very small town. And I believe you posted this little ditty like this on the internet, but they had a guy. He wasn't homeless. It was Scary Barry.
Yeah, dude, everyone. I got a bunch of those last week after posting that, like Curbside Carl. I got someone goes, we had Crazy Pete. Someone had there's a lot of alliteration and rhyming. Scary Barry.
It's always a fun little name. It's not like Devastated Dave or anything like that. It's like a neat little thing.
But here's the thing, is it better? I've been trying to write about this more. I don't know, is it better to know your homeless people or not? I think on the surface, right away, my sentimental, cheesy heart goes, oh, that's beautiful. But then also it's like, well, you're not necessarily doing the most for this person. So now
it does have its pros and its cons because it's like, you know them, you say hello to them. They're not homeless in your mind. That's good. But then it's like, so the guy that you know and say hello to, you also are offering no help to.
Exactly. And
so
like,
that's a little
and
dark.
You know each other.
And like you kind of know his situation a little bit.
Like his brother, you graduated high school with his brother.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I just got evicted again. You're like, great to see you, Barry. We're gonna get out of here, though.
Scary Barry, classic.
Classic, never has a home. So funny. But Lizzie had a guy, she was like, yeah, sometimes he's like on a horse. And then last time we went back, I was like, where's Scary Barry been? She's like, we haven't seen him in a while. I was like, that's not good. I don't know. I mean,
horse? That's like kind of a big asset.
I know that's not bad. I'm like, what do you do with I'm like, has the horse been seen either? He's like, nah, they kind of all poofs, disappeared. I don't know. I mean, you pray that somebody conned him into getting on a train. Yeah. Shipped them out. I fear the worst, though.
Oh, man.
Scary Barry. But I mean, I guess with these like smaller towns, because it's not like a mental health crisis like it is in like Chicago.
Right. It's not like overrun.
Yeah, where it's like it's just too many people and then they shut down all the mental health facilities. So these people kind of have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
It is kind of the one guy who's maybe an alcoholic and down on his luck.
It's a few. Well, and I think it's still probably mental health, but they just haven't. They just never even had the mental health facilities to shut down. So.
Yeah, and also like what I guess it would be like. It's kind of like I guess having the one guy in town who's homeless might be good because it's like having like a doorman that everybody tips every Christmas.
I was about to say he's like kind of looking out after the streets.
Yeah, like everyone's like, yeah, we also got to give Barry $15 or whatever it is. I don't know.
I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out.
And then, like, how do you bring like legislation to like the city council about one guy?
Yeah. Does he have to be there too?
I know he's
like, I know you guys are talking about me.
He's like, look, honestly, just like, I don't know, $50 at Christmas will do it. I don't need like a whole law passed.
Can you guys just give me a house, please?
There's like so many abandoned ones, like all over. Can I just pick one?
I
promise I won't take care of it.
I promise you can still bulldoze it at any time. Hopefully I'm in there.
Preferably with me. In the sham of a life that I have. What? How are we making fun of homeless people now?
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, they all do have
I have a very growing appreciation for the small town homeless people.
Mm-hmm. Just Scary Barry.
Also, that felt gross to say. I don't know how to talk about this. That doesn't sound so
really
douchey.
condescending. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
But
really
it's
starting to appreciate homeless people. Oh, in what way, Tom? They're hilarious.
I'm cutting out this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting a solid 4 out of it.
I don't know. New bit's kind of cooking. So,
I am cutting out this whole section.
hey, look, I don't care if they haven't had a home cooked meal in 10 years. I got a new 10.
Yeah, it's not 10. It's a minute and a half.
And I already posted on the internet. So,
Yeah, it's kind of dead in the water. It did the best it'll ever do. Can I tell you an embarrassing thing I did on stage
Please.
this weekend?
Rit T, please.
I was at Comedy in the Cellar in Fargo.
That you need to make that distinction.
The in the is so small on the posters. It's awesome. And I mean, truly one of the best comedy rooms in the country. It is crazy. And we're going there in the fall.
Shout out Fargo.
I can't wait for you to see it. And they're excited to have you. The staff was like, Tim's the last one that from your friend group. We got to get him in here.
Oh, a tale as old as time.
And
a tale as old as Tim, some would say.
Yes, a Tim as old as
a Tim as old as tales.
But hot room, very fun shows, and middle of my Saturday early closer. I'm at 48. Gotta wrap it up. I got 40 seconds left in this joke, probably. But just the whole, I don't know, last 15 minutes, there's this couple in the front row that is doing the thing of like every premise, every pause there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. And that's what, and
so true.
Turning to each other and like having little side conversations. And it was quiet enough that I was like, okay, people outside of their immediate circle can't hear this. So like,
right.
Just cruise, whatever. It was going well. And then 40 seconds left in this joke. It's kind of cooking, but then I see they start talking a little louder and I see people around them turning and looking at them. So now I'm losing a little pocket right next to the stage during the closer. And I should have been a pro, should have just closed. It would have been just fine. And I go, literally middle of a sentence, I go, and if you two don't shut the fuck up, I'm going to lose my mind. And I thought enough people would have heard them for it to hit. And instead it just goes, hold the plug, just silent in the room.
A classic zig when you should have zagged.
Dude, I shouldn't have done anything.
You should have just hammered right through it and said, thanks so much. I'll see you later.
I was at minute 47, 15 seconds of doing 48. And I go.
And you didn't even go, hey, folks, I'm wrapping it up
no,
here.
It was,
Can we just save it?
If you
said, hey, shut the fuck.
I think I said word for word, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm going to lose my mind. Meaning I've already lost my mind.
Like clearly, because I literally have 8 seconds left on stage and I'm choosing this moment to freak out.
I mean, it was so stupid. And then
okay, so how long has it taken you to get that done? To get that? Did you win him back? Did you explain what was going on? What are we doing here?
So I go, so air gets sucked out of the room. And I go, well, I kind of thought you guys would be on board with that, if I'm being honest. And that kind of gets a pitter patter. And then I realize I'm like, oh, no one in the whole other half of the room even heard them talking. Right. So everyone else is just like, wait, was that part of the bit? Like,
they're like, I didn't get really from his grandma to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And then I'm like, then I was like, I'm sorry, you guys you've been talking like the last 15 minutes. What is the conversation? And then they just go, the guy goes, oh, we were agreeing. We were talking about how, Biden and Trump should fist fight, which is the closer. Damn it. And I go, that is the premise of the joke. And he's like, yeah, we agree with it.
Yeah, we thought it was like awesome.
And so it was like, it was fine. I got out of it. I'm like, well, see everyone else, like they agree too, but then they laugh. And then that's like how you show it. So then I was being a little condescending dick and it was fun. And we got him back and I got to, then the last Frankenstein part of the closer that I put together, I just was calling back to them and saying like, "Do you guys agree?" You know, and it was fine. We got out of there.
But right when you got off stage, you went, "Why?
I was so upset with myself.
Why?"
Immediately went up to the owner and apologized. I just go, I don't know what that was. I'm very sorry. And she was like, "Oh, it was fun." It's like, no, it wasn't.
If it's 15 minutes in,
yeah,
I'm giving you that one.
No, that is when I should have done it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
48 minutes in, Tom. You just, I mean, somebody could be pulling their tits out in the front row, and if you got 8 seconds left, you're going, "Great tits, thanks everybody. I'm Tom."
I don't know
what
get the
hell out of there.
It was seeing one table that was like really having a great time turn and be annoyed at them. It just said, I didn't even notice that I was doing it.
See, I don't even like when I'm in the closer at the end of like a 48, 50 minute, I'm on complete autopilot. Somebody could literally throw a plate at my head. It would shatter off, and I'd be like, and then I was like, "That's not my chicken leg." And I like, "Thanks so much, everyone."
Dude, that closer has been cooking, by the way.
Yeah, chicken leg's been hitting pretty hard. That, you know, it's a classic misstep, and we've all I think we've all hit the misstep button here or there. You just
a rookie headliner move. I hadn't been hitting the headline button too often lately. And yeah, it's just
because you've been used to the feature button where like it's just prime time. People aren't like drunk enough to start talking too loud.
And if I'm in the feature spot, if someone's doing stuff like that, I hit them with a more calm, "Hey, I don't care through the rest of my set, but once the headliner's up here, you got to zip it up, all right?"
And
then it's like, deal with everyone in the crowd. Everyone cheers for that, and then I move on. I'm way more cool, calm, and collected. This was, you're ruining a fun set. And I'm gonna choose to self-destruct at the end.
Well, hey, you know, Tom, this is all about learning. You've learned. You have to make that mistake to probably do it 10 to 12 more times, and then you won't do it anymore.
Everyone has done that. Everyone has also crashed with friends of a friend. Okay,
it is completely normal to do that. I am not insane for wondering if this is normal, especially in a city where the hotel prices are absolutely astronomical. Totally normal ask.
That is like a fun graph of like, there's 3 factors. It's like, how good are the shows? How expensive are the hotels? How many comedian friends do you have in that city? That's like, those are 3 severe booking factors.
Yeah, and it's all intertwined together, and you go, okay, shows are heat. Hotels are expensive.
Yeah.
Do have a few friends I could crash with. Let's go ahead and book it.
Worth crashing because the shows are that good.
Because the shows are that good.
If the shows are poo-poo magoo, you don't want to crash. You can't crash and have stinky shows.
But then that's when the money factor comes in. You're going, you know, shows are kind of tough, but the dough is nice.
Good money, though.
Might have to just take it and see if I can figure something out on stage. Maybe I'll yell at people during my closer.
Maybe I will grow an appreciation for the homeless population of a smaller town than I would ever live in. God, I really hate the way I talked about that. Really, from a genuine place.
Yeah, pretty cash.
Yeah.
Pretty cash. But I mean, what are you supposed to do? Go solve the homeless problem in a random city you're visiting? No.
I'm going to solve it with comedy.
I mean, what are we doing here? It's a bigger problem than us, Tom. We can only play our little part. And the way we solve this problem is laughing at their plight on a podcast.
Actually getting several other people to laugh at it. Getting as many people as I can to laugh at that.
Well, let's just downplay an incredibly serious thing. Tom, what'd you do for the dang Super Bowl?
I lucked out, dude. I was coming back through Minneapolis to fly my ass back to Los Angeles. So I got to do a Super Bowl party at my good friend, my sister's house.
Huge.
With my brother-in-law and my nephews and my brother and his wife and my parents and my sister. It was a great time.
Amazing.
Little family Super Bowl party.
You know,
I brought nothing.
Well, sure. You're on the road. What are you going to do?
I drove straight there from Fargo. I said, sorry, I brought a new 3. Is that good?
Sorry. It's on homeless people. Anybody into that? No, it's pretty callous. Yeah, you're right. That one is kind of mean. Which I should be judging. I don't have any mean jokes or material just aimed at people for no reason at all.
No, it's nice stuff. Mostly.
It's all, you know, we had a little, I always stress out, you know, you invite people over for the Super Bowl and you think this will be good. And then the day of you're going, I wish we wouldn't have done this. Why?
It's a Sunday. Every year it sneaks up on a Sunday.
Why'd we invite people over? But twofold, it's an amazing excuse to get your apartment into crispy,
Ooh,
clean condition.
yes.
You're scrubbing stuff you haven't looked at in 10 months. You got to get everything nice and crisp.
Isn't it crazy
great.
when you look around your apartment and you're like, with that lens on, and you're like,
Because you're looking at it through a visitor lens.
Yeah, you're like, we have a lot of cobwebs.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
How did that happen?
You're like, I don't even care that bat lives up there, that other people might be concerned.
They might notice that. I kind of forgot Batty lived up there, but yeah.
All right, come on, Bat. Come on. I got to absolutely crush you with a pan now, throw you outside. But it was nice, like people come over. It was like a nice, some people hadn't been to the apartment. We got it all nice and cleaned up. We got a little, some zerts, some apps and some zerts going. And people are. Desserts. And then when all the friends show up and you're all sitting around, you're going, this is nice.
It is stressful the moment you wake up, though. The second you open your eyes.
The moment everybody confirmed, I was like, fuck, why? No.
How many people are we talking?
I think we had 13 total.
Oh, yeah, that's no joke. That's a party. You're entertaining.
You're also, fully entertaining.
You and Lizzie don't half-ass entertaining. Both of you take that very seriously, which is one of your best qualities.
Well, have you ever been to somebody's place where they're like, yes, I guess we don't have any ice.
Did you bring anything?
We could probably grab some ice, and you're going, what have you been doing all day?
Yeah, or like, you ever get this one where like, has this ever happened to you? if people say BYOB, and then you go and like you open their fridge and it's just like full of shit, and now you have nowhere to put your drinks.
Just like, but it's not like party shit. It's like they're just random.
It's like they're like old groceries and Tupperware and stuff. I'm like, this is a lack of foresight here.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, this celery's brown. Do you mind if I like toss this out? Or
I gotta get these Modelo's on ice.
Trying to get these nice and crispy cold because you clearly don't have any ice. Or have you seen this little number? Boy, this is one that really drives me insane. People hit you with the BYOB button, but then they don't even have their own B. They're planning on drinking all your B.
That's BYMB.
They're counting on everyone to bring over this shit, so like they don't get any of their own shit.
Right.
You seen that one?
What's that? That's bring own.
It's BYOB
for me.
ICD.
So I can drink
it.
BYOB DCI.
Bring your own beer so I can drink it. It's like that's the whole thing. And you want to be like, hey, thanks for opening up your home, but like that's the bare minimum.
Also, BYOB is there's supposed to be a baseline of beverage that's there.
You need to have like some Cokes, some waters,
some mixers. Maybe get a case of beer, just maybe so a bottle of vodka, just so it's there.
Yeah.
Because someone came last minute from something else and they feel like a piece of shit that they didn't bring anything, and you can be a hero by just being like, "Oh, dude, don't worry about it. We got plenty of stuff.
Whatever you want, we got some in the fridge." You got to have like some non-alcohol. You got to have some like liqueur around.
Yes, gotta have some seltzers.
You can't just say, "Yeah, I don't know. I opened the front door and I was kind of hoping you guys did the rest." So,
bring whatever you want. Try to fit it in next to my cold cuts in the fridge.
If you guys could sweep up around here, it's kind of disgusting on the floor. Sorry about that.
Sorry about the bat. He lives here.
You got to put in a little bit of effort. So it's nice to come over and like everyone's enjoying it. Everybody's having a good time, and you're going, not bad. Not bad.
Well done.
And then people come in and they go, wow, what a great kitchen. You're getting like the apartment compliments, and you're going, not bad.
Yeah, it was an absolute mess 24 hours ago.
Yeah, I should have seen the way we actually live in here. It's kind of disgusting, but glad you guys came over.
It's kind of fun for you guys to see it through this lens, though.
Yeah, it's like kind of fun for us, too. We haven't seen like this since we moved in. This is incredible. What a nice apartment we have here.
You guys are having the same conversation. Wow, really nice kitchen.
Look at this. They're like, how long you guys just moved in? Yeah, about a year ago.
Yeah, just getting settled.
Haven't seen that sink in 6 months. Our fridge wouldn't even open for the better part of.
Lizzie, did you know we had a second bathroom?
This is insane. But yeah, it's just it's one of those things where it goes back to young Tom's theory of you got to say yes to things.
Yeah, that is my theory.
And you're the first one that's ever came up with it. There's been no feature film starring one of the funniest comedic actors of a generation.
I cried during that movie, I think.
Tom, I cried during a documentary about DB Cooper. I cry all the time.
What a pull.
And I looked it up, and because I was like, this is like this something, because I don't cry like in my regular life.
Yeah.
That's not probably healthy.
No,
right?
Dude, we've talked about this. Well, I wrote a pretty bad joke about it a couple years ago, but we were talking about it a lot. Is like, if you push it down long enough, it flips, like it breaks something.
Well, that's what I was reading. It was like, this is, if you do that a lot during like movies and TV shows or songs, which, brother,
me and you,
brother,
where we live.
It's like pent up. All of that pent up emotion that you stuff down. And then when you're watching something like that, it's like, for some reason, your body's response, it's like, it's okay to cry now.
It's a release.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So when like
okay
DB Cooper jumps out of a plane with $100,000 and nobody solves it, I'm like, good for you, man. You did it. You lived your truth.
Oh, man.
Love you, DB Cooper.
Yeah, it is. It's about something else. And it's giving permission to be like, what if we broke the dam right now?
It's giving permission.
It's giving. Just a snotty 6-year-old or sixth grader asking their parents to sign a field trip slip. You're giving permission.
It's giving field trip. But
yeah, I did that on the plane ride home. I watched a Pixar flick, Onward. You seen that one?
I mean, that is just, you have some of the most reckless behavior on planes. I'll never understand choosing anything other than Michael Clayton. I never cried during Michael Clayton, and I never will, and that's why I watch it on every single flight.
Dude, it's so funny that Michael Clayton has transitioned from one of your favorite movies to just your baseline emotion on a flight. Yeah. Like, you're just like, no. At this point, it's to keep me in check.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just trying to not bawl my eyes out. So I need to see...
protecting myself.
Sorry, I need to see Clooney turn in an absolute performance. I just need it. Sorry.
That's not a crier.
No. You can't. There's nothing to cry at in that movie. Now, I mean, if we want to talk Man on Fire, they'd have to land the plane earlier than expected because I would be inconsolable.
I've never seen someone get taken off a plane, and I would like to one day. For how often as we fly, it doesn't happen that much, huh?
I think that's why they're so popular when these videos pop up online, because
it doesn't actually happen very often.
And I think you gotta really be misbehaving.
Yeah, because I've seen some people get yelled at and stuff during the mask thing. I saw a couple people.
Yeah, but that was an insane time in life.
People really not knowing how to behave.
Forget who said it, but they were going, bus people are now plane people. And that's why you're seeing so much of this misbehaving on planes, because these are people that don't fly.
That's really good.
These are bus people. And now they're going, a Spirit flight's a nickel? I'm doing it.
We got to ship them to Billings. Put them on a fucking train, dude. Get them out of here.
I wonder how they chose Billings.
It's the biggest city. Because she was like, they can disappear in Billings.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, that is dark.
That is like diabolical thinking.
Really, really dark stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's dude, kind of like psychopath
I think there's
behavior.
80,000 homeless people in LA now, and most of them are just hidden in downtown. No one ever sees them.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all within like 8 square blocks, is it not? Is Skid Row still
Skid Row, yeah. Well, Skid Row has expanded.
Oh, good.
Now it's like a whole area that like is like no one, you can't drive through it. There's like tents and shit.
Well, it's literal. I mean, and I guess for lack of a better way to say it, these are zombies out there.
Yeah, and then they've just like quarantined off.
Yeah, because they're just fully fentanyl out and like standing up, but fully bent over and somehow sound asleep, and you're like,
all like unmedicated schizophrenic stuff. It's really, really dark stuff. And I had to drive down there to do 8 recently, and I drove like past it, and I was like, man, I feel really lame that I moved to the city to pursue stand-up comedy.
You know what I would like to know is how many of those people out there also moved to that city to pursue stand-up comedy.
Oh God,
because it's not zero.
Think about that. It's not zero.
It's not zero, Tom. Somebody moved out there in the 80s and they were like, I'm gonna be the next blah 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 blah.
I'm gonna be the next Timmy Two Nuts.
Timmy Two Nuts. I was thinking Lenny Bruce, but that's not who I wanted to say. Who was it? Who's this? Who's Mr. Screamy?
What?
Kenny Clark. Kenny
Loggins.
No, Kenny.
Yeah,
He like wore the long jacket. He had the long hair, and he was always screaming.
It's not Lenny Bruce.
No, Lenny Bruce was like the early, like in the 50s. He like went to jail because he said like piss on stage
at the Troubadour.
Yeah, and everybody was like, "This is legendary as hell."
Yeah, what did he say? I think he said hell, maybe.
He was hanging out. Mark Maron was hanging out with this guy a lot when he was young. It was he was like doing blow and being crazy, and he was.
I have no idea.
Oh God, hold on, I gotta look this guy up.
I don't know. I'm looking up what Lenny Bruce got arrested for.
L.A. Well, we can't both be googling this.
Yeah,
this is the photo I've sent you of two people on a pod. They were
Christ.
both drinking water at the exact same time, and I was like, chemistry's cooking on this pod.
Absolutely heat. Wait, we have 0 submissions. Holy shit, we forgot to do these.
We had two of them were solid. A few people haven't grasped what a 0 is.
Yeah,
and we need to make this clear. I was
going
going to say we have to make this clear. Submitting a 0 isn't about seeing somebody missing in real life and taking the opportunity to bully this person. That's not what 0 behavior is. We're all out here. Tom was in the middle of closing out a great set and decided to yell at people. That's not a 0 move. That's a misstep.
It's an absolute swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss is way different than 0 behavior. 0 behavior is taking nobody else into account and plowing through with bad behavior.
Like if we're on the playground, a 0 is not the kid who was playing tag and tripped and fell on his face. A 0 is the
kid who tied that kid to the tetherball
exactly,
and everyone threw grapes at him. That's 0 behavior.
Oh wait, shit. We're back,
folks.
We're back to read these zeros. Also, did you find out who that was?
Sam Kinison.
Oh my god,
that I was looking for.
Sam Kinison. Yeah, a lot of people were inspired negatively by him.
I was like, we're gonna scream and be mean. I don't know. Why were we even talking about Sam Kinison?
A lot of homeless people moved out here probably to pursue entertainment.
That's right. They were all gonna go be Sam Kinison. Now they're watching you drive by in a Mazda to go do 8.
To go do 8 at a brewery in downtown, in a place that used to be a public service building.
Sure. The irony is not lost on me. All right, Tom, you go first with this first 0.
All right, we got a pretty simple one, but pretty good right here. This is from Zoe. Shout out Zoe, a longtime listener, and big supporter of the pod. Okay, not the biggest 0, but funny is what she said. I was in a bakery ordering at the counter. Guy standing behind me said, "I like your hairstyle." My hair was in a braids around the head like a crown style. Cool, by the way. Cool style. I would like to do that one day. I said, thank you. And then he said, did you do it yourself? I told him I did. And then he said, it's crooked. See what this is? This is, we've seen these people before. This is someone who's unable to, unfortunately, is usually a man, although women have done this to me before, but like it's someone who's unable to just give a compliment because of a detrimental lack of security within themselves.
Or I wonder, is this a person that is just, they don't know how to end an interaction?
Yeah, I think it's like,
because the interaction is over when she says, thank you. Done.
Yeah. Yep. Did you do it yourself? Yeah.
Which is a bit of a loaded question.
Yeah, because it's, yeah.
Oh, here looks good.
Like, wow, that's so cool.
Interesting. Oh, nice. You wear a blindfold while you did that?
Great. There's no mirrors around, huh?
Lose a bet? It's lose a bet.
That's what that is. It is the same energy. But like you had people say this shit to you at shows where they say a compliment and then they overstep with like a riff.
But that's a little bit more acceptable because it's like they just saw me be a comedian.
Oh, so they're trying to be a goofball back.
So they're trying to goof. This is just out in the world. What are we doing?
Well, this reminds me, our good pal Alex Dragovich just told me this story where he had a fun set somewhere, and then afterwards these girls came up to him and he's got his headphones in and they go, that was great. And then one of them goes, ooh, corded headphones though.
Now
And it's
that,
like-
now that I like.
and,
That's fun.
and he's just like, okay, thanks.
Ooh, corded headphones.
But it's like that. It's like that. It's the lift you up, tear you down. It is kind of negging.
It's a little bit of a neg situation. I
So
feel like
don't
this is a
know if
guy
it's
that.
zero.
Well, what is this guy? What's that book that like all these losers were reading in like the early 2000s? It's like
Like the
game.
4-hour work
Oh, the
week.
game.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
that say? But it's like these guys that are like, you need to like neg and peacock. You need to wear a fun hat so women
Yeah.
think you're interesting. I feel like he's kind of in that world where he's
Yeah.
setting her up and then he's gonna try to. I don't even know what the appeal to that is. Like, if somebody was like, "Hey, nice sweatshirt," and I was like, "Oh, thanks," and she's like, "It would look a lot better if you lost 30 pounds," I wouldn't be like, "What was your name again? This is charming as hell."
Oh my god. Sorry, I don't usually get boners in public. I feel like there is something like instinctual about that though, because when you're a little kid, like flirting is like
you're
like
scared of it.
negging.
Yeah, you're scared of it, but you do want the contact.
Yeah, but like, don't you remember like making fun of girls in like
No,
third
I was
grade?
always smooth as hell.
God,
I just
was
walk
not.
up on the middle of the like recess dodgeball line, be like, "What's up, baby girl?"
What's up? What that thing do? Yeah, I'm Tim. I
What's up,
just
dude?
moved from upstate New York.
And they're like, "Oh, hey there, Tim."
He's like, oh, never
Oh
mind.
shit! I need to reiterate:
damn.
most people in Louisiana do not sound that way.
They don't, but it's fun to think.
It is fun to do, but it feel but this kind of goes into why this is a zero. That is borderline acceptable behavior when you're 9 years old.
Yeah. Dude, this guy wasn't 9, was he?
I would make an argument that this was not a 9-year-old boy.
Yeah.
This was a grown man who
so is
plays
that-
way too many video games.
Yeah, and probably takes his racquetball league pretty seriously, I would guess.
Oh, you better. I don't know. Racquetball. I think he's not cool enough for racquetball.
Racquetball's
Racquetball.
cool?
Racquetball. Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of like a niche sport. When somebody's like, "Yeah, I'm like pretty good at racquetball," I'm like, "Oh, okay." Because you have to have like enough relationship with several people to like go hit the racquetball a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the group in I Love You Man, though. Fences, Gil.
Yeah. What is it? He's like, "Oh, nice Perrier," or what? It's not Perrier, but you know what I mean.
Good LaCroix, dude.
Yeah.
Wait.
Dude, sick sparkling water. That was sick as hell. But yeah, this is just a man. I feel like so now we're almost defending the poor bastard because I'm like, this is a guy that doesn't know how to make human connection.
Maybe his dad didn't really have a great relationship with him,
So he's going.
He's still
Why
struggling.
not leave it at the compliment?
Because he's still struggling to see women as equals.
Right. Or
So
maybe
he had to
was
put her
like,
down a little bit.
yeah, it's like self-destructive behavior where it's like, oh shit, that compliment worked. But
Panic.
Your shoes are ugly as hell.
Yeah.
This is hey, men, if you're out there and you're trying to flirt with women, try this on for size. Be nice.
Just be a good guy.
I don't know. If
take
you
a
like
shower
their hair,
be a good
just
guy.
say you like the hair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Get
haven't.
some jeans that fit.
Of course, yeah. Listen to the guy who called an Uber and jumped in one when a woman was trying to flirt with me because I thought I was being set up to be robbed and beaten in Chicago.
Dude, you were being a loyal fiance, is what you were being.
All right, oh, you're gonna flirt with me? How about this? I'm gonna get a $200 Uber and bounce.
Guess what? You'll never see me again.
Gonna text all my boys about it too, and then they're gonna make fun of me for 4 straight years.
Idiot.
Fucking idiot. So this is
is zero behavior. I don't think he's gonna win zero of the week, if I'm being honest. But
I agree. It's
zero
exhibiting.
behavior.
It's exhibiting zero behavior. I
Agreed.
would wonder if that is sustained behavior, or if she turned around and he was like, "Oh fuck, I'm nervous now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say something
I didn't think she was
incredibly
gonna
stupid."
respond. I thought she had headphones in.
He's like, "Look at this chick with corded headphones. I'm gonna make fun of her."
Bet she did her hair herself.
Did you do it yourself? Is such a wild question.
I miss my mom.
I would like some more information on the type of guy that we're looking at here.
Oh, that's a good note. I mean, we appreciate this is a good submission. Nice work, Zoe. Shout out Zoe, Big Z.
Shout out.
Yeah, a physical description does help.
It would be huge. And like, what's the tone
Like
of
the
voice
vibe.
looking like? Yeah. Like when he said it's crooked, was there like a little a little something in his eye that was like, got you.
Because that's zero.
Because that's full zero.
But if it's like
one of those guys
divorced
that's
dad and
if
like
it's the guy
lost,
at the bar saying,
yes.
hey, tell me more about this old fashioned. This is just a man who's lost at sea. He doesn't even know where he's at.
So we got a couple archetypes coming out right now. And lost at sea is a good description. Is this man lost at sea, or is he going off a playbook from the early 2000s?
Right.
Those are wildly different interactions.
Wildly different. But hey, fellas, if you're out there, here's a small note. Don't insult random women.
Oh, it's the hit rate is low.
The hit rate's got to be bordering on non-existent. There's just no chance. Somebody said, "Oh, you think my hair looks shitty? What was your name again?"
How about this? How about I suck you off right now?
Hey, pal, you look like you could use a suck. You come on back with me.
Get in here.
We're gonna make this hair look even worse. If you know what I'm saying. Incredible.
All right, you tee off our second one, and let's wrap this motherfucker.
This is one that I think will win over this other one. Is all right. So we have a friend of the pod, a listener of the pod. Some are going to say a supporter of the pod, and
I'd say so.
You'd swing that far?
I would say that.
Okay, so this person's got a big flight day. So this is right up our alley. We're talking planes, trains, and automobiles now, Tom. And we love that.
Yes.
So this person's going back to India. Not Indiana, Tom.
India, where Columbus thought he landed.
Which he did not. And so this person's got what was it? It's like a 10-hour flight from, is it LA?
No, Chicago to London, London to LA. London to India.
London to Mumbai. 10 hours, Tom.
That's not cute.
That ain't cute. So they're on the flight, and look, she's window, this guy's middle. You know, probably a packed flight in your own little brain. Everybody boards. They start shutting the doors. People start looking around. We got some empty seats here, folks. Let's start moving and grooving. Get ourselves a little room. This guy, no move. Staying middle.
I mean, you just simply have to be. You got to be on the court. You got to be moving around.
I mean, how are you not in the game here? You're going well, but even for your own sanity.
Yeah. It's not like a nice guy move. It's. I get more space.
This is in your own selfish behavior. You should just moved.
So it's a three section plane. They're in the middle one. She's on the aisle left. He's in the middle. Right aisle leaves.
Right aisle, not even leaves, just
stays open. Okay,
just stays open.
So I don't know where I thought they went, and
so they just dove out of the emergency. They got their brains blown out by the fire marshal, threw them off the plane. And so, to the credit of this writer inner, I don't know if I would have had the balls to pull this move, but she taps the guy and says, "Hey, what do you think about moving?
How about moving over so I don't have to sit next to you?"
So we both get more room. This is a win-win situation, a very normal. Almost encouraged request.
Hero move there.
Hero move. Everybody wins here. This is a classic win-win, Tom. The guy says, all right, yeah, sure. Moves over. About an hour into the flight, he goes, I want to sit back in my seat. And he moves back to the middle seat.
What the hell?
10-hour flight, Tom. There's
no redemption factor for this man here.
It's like a crazy move. The only thing I could think of was maybe he's just one of those guys who's like a big time rule follower, and maybe he thought everyone's looking at me, everybody knows I'm out of my seat, I'm gonna get in trouble here, and he was kind of stressed out.
OCD or something, where he's like, this is the seat I bought, I have to sit in it. If I don't sit in it, the flight's gonna go down. Something
like that. I don't know. That's the only explanation I can think of in my head, because any other normal human being is going my leg room is about to increase by 9 inches. This rules.
I can have both armrests now.
Both. I'm kind of a king. It's a 10-hour flight.
And no one has ever been like, I gotta stick to the middle seat. I mean, this is insane. This is zero behavior because it's confusing. It's zero behavior because it does negatively impact someone so directly.
For a long time.
That is intent by even omission, but you rarely see a zero that hurts themselves too.
I know it's usually like selfish behavior, but this guy's shooting his own foot, and the gentleman apparently was quite tall, and he's he's eating food and he's got his bows out
Oh yeah, he's
everywhere.
throwing bows too. This sucks.
Like you have an elbow right next to your face because this guy didn't want to move. I mean, and you already wasted your hey, can you move?
Yeah, and now you got his crumbs from his scoff
All over you.
all over you, and you're going, well, at least we only have 9.5 more hours together.
I mean, I just can't, because she can't go, hey, again, can you move? And like the chess move of him of coming back, even if she says, okay, I'll move to the, she's still right next to this
He's
guy.
in the middle. He's eliminated all space.
It's kind of an incredible chess move from this guy. If he was like, you smell really nice and my wife doesn't love me, so I'm going to try to sniff you for 9 hours. But
I would love to dream about you, and it's going to be easier if I'm next to you.
But this is like, that would be, I don't know what would infuriate me more. Texting somebody a very simple request and them saying, hey, you're a fucking psychopath. Why would you ever ask to sleep at somebody's house, even though it's a totally normal thing to do? Or if this guy moves back.
That was a hypothetical situation, by the way.
Yeah, no, I've never experienced that this morning earlier today. I'm giving this guy,
he's ding, ding,
zero.
ding. 0 of the week. I mean, because it's like incredibly inconsiderate.
It's
and we have to look out for each other out there, folks. You know,
Hey,
you're spending over a full work day. You're working overtime with this person.
I'm working overtime, you kid. Boston, great city. But yeah, I don't know how I would keep my sanity, because what's tough about that is it's not a 3-hour flight.
It's not
He
a
didn't
5-hour
come back.
flight.
He didn't come back, an hour or two, and now you just have to steam for 2 hours before you're done. You got to sit there and steam for 8 hours.
Like 2 different naps and a movie.
Yes, that's Michael Clayton 4 times.
And those are all being ruined. All 4 of those viewings are ruined.
And especially now you're thinking of all the comfort you could have, but you don't. Mm-hmm. If there was somebody in that other seat, you're not even sweating it. You're going, it's full flight. This is just going to be what it is.
This is the flight I booked, or the seat I booked. It's fine.
But you're looking at all the possible comfort, and
look how happy we could be.
Look how happy we could be. And just because this guy's doing whatever he's doing, now you got to sit there and fume for 8 hours and get elbowed in the face while he's eating a chicken cutlet. I don't know. That would drive me insane.
If anyone has a defense for this man, I would love to hear it. If anyone would do the same move, please send us a note. If not, guess what? Ding, ding, ding. Free hot dogs for everyone. We have a Stone Cold 0 of the week.
Yeah, we're looking right down the barrel of a 0 right here. So, boo, you stink. I hope your trip to India was bad.
Boo, you stink. Great submission from, who was that from? One from?
Shit, my phone died. We'll give a little shout out on the next one. Well, you have it.
Kashim. I don't know how to. I don't think that's your full name. It's like it's just the username on Instagram. You know.
Okay.
It's tough to see, but we're gonna call you Cash.
Cash money.
Thanks for the
money with a Stone Cold submish. Zoe, we love yours as well. That one's got a little more. Fewer holes, or a few more holes in it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we just got to know more about this guy, whether he's a lost sailor or an absolute loser. 0.
If he was negging, 0. If he was trying his best and completely whiffing, I got sympathy. As loser, I got sympathy for the guy, but he's just a loser, unfortunately. Tom, where are we at on this dang thing?
I think we got to wrap this thing up.
Let's put a dang bow on it. Why the hell?
This weekend, I will be in Stamford, Connecticut, outside of New York City. Come through. The next weekend, Boston. I'm sorry I called you racist earlier. I would love for you to please come out to shows and prove me wrong. And prove me wrong by coming out and seeing one of the whitest men you've ever seen talk for an hour. And then New York City, opening for Becky at the... I don't know, some theater. Come on out. And then back to Boston again for the Wilbur with Becky.
Boston. But yeah, come out and support one of the whitest men we've ever seen in our lives. Prove us wrong. Come see a white. Let's see. I'm going to be in Columbus, and then I'm going to be in Boston. And then we got Providence coming down the road. And we got that big Fargo situation coming up down the pipipeline, way down the pipeline.
Yeah, we didn't even
talk
talk
about that on a later
about this.
pod. But that's going to be fun.
A little
city
roommates-in-law,
alert.
you're an idiot crossover.
It's going to be wild,
Fargo.
folks. Anyway, we love you. Send us zeros. Toss us a like. Toss us a follow. We love
We
you.
love you guys. Bye.
He married my sister, now we're living together. We're roommates in